Here. Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Oops.
Janet, are you there?
I'm here.
Can I make you a co-host so you can admit people to the Zoom while
I'd be happy to do
doing the
that.
breathing meditation?
I'm going to admit them for what? I talked over you. Sorry.
Are you okay? I was just hoping I could make you a co-host so you can admit people to the Zoom while I'm doing the embracing meditation.
Absolutely.
All right.
So right now I'm talking to you on my phone, and then I thought, oh, it'd be better on my laptop. So now I'm on my laptop waiting for you to admit me.
Okay.
Then I'll turn off my phone. I think
All
it is
right.
laptop. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. A meeting. Use that one. Use that one. Okay. All right. So how do I let people in? What do I do?
You're not on my list yet. Catherine's here. She will. I think I already
He's already.
made her a co-host.
Okay.
So, and that's one of her jobs today. So,
Okay. Great.
yeah.
I'll just relax.
And stop sweating.
Good morning.
Good morning.
There should be a co-host. Can you make other people a co-host when you're a co-host?
I think so.
Can you try to make Stefan a co-host?
Yeah, let's see. Stefan. Oh, I cannot.
Huh.
I think only if you're a host, you can make someone a co-host.
All right, I'm gonna make you a host, and then just make me a host when I come back.
Okay.
Or maybe I don't need to be a host. That would be interesting to find out.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so you should be able to make everyone a co-host now. Or, I mean, yeah, you should be able to make people co-hosts.
Okay, that worked. I
Great.
can make you.
I need to get on Facebook. I'm late for that.
See everybody. Fixed stare. Did I mute?
Sharon looks like she's doing stand-up.
Sharon does. Does she do stand up? We want it.
I don't think so.
Neither.
Oh, great. They made it different. I'd heard people complain about that before. They were like, just want to get the hang of it. Facebook changes it. Oh, cool. Yeah, I guess I don't know how to do it anymore. So, I guess we can just tell people to come to the Zoom early. There's a bunch of stuff I would have to Google. Okay. I just put a note that we'll be doing it over here. Look at you. If I had my computer, you'll be able
Why
to
don't you
see his
come over
darkness.
closer to me so
So
that
you'll
you
just
won't
have to
look
feel
so
my
big?
hug in your mind.
Okay.
Okay, let's look at it over there.
I can't hear anybody.
Good.
No one's talking.
Oh, that's the mute button.
Let's start making some noise.
Oh,
Hi, everybody.
Hi, you all. Love to see you.
Hi, everyone.
Good morning.
Gregory,
Morning.
your hand is chopped off. Figure out how to make that. Oh, okay, you just relax back. Yeah.
well, a lot of people are.
I think there'll be a lot more people.
Oh, I hope so.
I don't know. It's a weekend, big holiday weekend. My neighborhood is deserted. Like,
Wow.
everybody left town.
I'm surprised.
You can still attend church on Zoom, so there's no excuse.
How do you know? It kind of always looks deserted, you know?
Hi, Penny Peak.
Hi,
Well-
kids. Let's see. I have to. There I am.
Hi.
Hi. Yeah. A lot of familiar, beloved faces.
I'm sort of a newbie. I've only been a couple times. But I was a member of the Unitarian congregation in Santa Monica for about 20 years.
Welcome.
Welcome, Judy. Did you come to our in-person church service before, or only on Zoom?
No, I haven't.
Only on Zoom. Okay.
Oh, cool.
I've just come beforehand. I came a couple times when I first moved up here,
Mhm.
but I haven't anchored in anywhere yet. So
Was Reverend Jeremiah Callanday there before when you left Santa Monica?
he's there now. Wait,
Yeah.
yeah, I had Judith Myers, and she moved around the same time. I lived in Idlewild for 8 years up in the mountains.
Yeah.
But I used to still go down to Santa Monica and
Yeah.
and visit. But I've met him a couple times because I've been to visit there since he's been there.
He was our a sabbatical minister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I asked him, because there's a bunch of congregations up here. So I asked him, I said, well, where should I go? And he said, definitely this one.
It was a good show
Good.
for us.
He's pretty
Well,
cool.
I'm glad he left feeling that way. That's good.
Yeah.
What's your full name, Judy?
Judy Schoenbaum.
Judy Schoenbaum. Okay, welcome, Judy Schoenbaum.
It means beautiful tree.
Yes.
Yes. My birth name was Schottenfeld, which means Scotch field.
I had a friend named Judy Schottenfeld.
Really?
Yeah, from back
Probably a
east,
relative of mine.
from New Jersey. I
I'm
think she was
not
from New
sure
Jersey.
what Stover means.
Yeah. Whatever you want it to mean.
Digger.
Doper means a digger, yeah.
Oh,
Big, like a kind of a miner.
uh-huh.
I was thinking of the person or the tool that does the digging into a step mine. Kind of a.
Glenn Glogly. Hey.
Hey, Kathy. That's so sweet. It's sweet to see you guys.
Yeah, it feels good to be able to see people.
Hi, Zavy.
Hi, Sherry.
Sherry.
Hey, Sherry. I don't think I've seen you before here. Good to see
No,
you.
first time. Nice. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hi, Corliss.
Hi, Sherry.
Hi, Corliss. Hi, Ron. I only see one at a time. Let me fix this.
Hey, Ron.
Carol, hi.
Good.
Janet.
Go to gallery view.
Amy.
Hello, Barbara.
Hey, Barbara.
Good to see you.
Hey,
Oh,
Barbara from
Hi,
Pennsylvania.
Nancy.
Judith. Hi, Judith.
Hi there.
Hi, Judith.
Carol. Gosh.
Other Judith, raise your hand.
Mary.
Who's the other Judith? Hi.
Judith Hunt, yes.
Hey, Barbara.
Hello.
Welcome
Hi,
to
Kathy and Wes.
Bev.
Barbara in the woods.
Hi, Karen.
Janet.
Glary. It's cloudy, but it's glary. So you're seeing my reflection of the woods.
Good morning. My name is Peter, not Gandhi. Gandhi is my partner's name. I'm using her computer. It's good to see you guys. I've not seen you for about a year now.
Peter, I haven't seen you. How are you doing?
I'm doing much better than the other day, so here we go.
Okay, so Gandhi, you know, you can rename yourself. You can call yourself Peter. I mean, Peter, you can call yourself Peter. You just
Both curly. Whoa. We're going to jam out.
I don't want to see my.
Good, how are you?
Just go down to the bottom. I don't know if you want to bother.
Bill, did you get my message?
Sorry, Kat.
Hey.
Hi, Linda.
Hey, Dennis.
Yeah.
Lynn.
Hi.
Bill Blakely, did you get my message?
Which one?
I know I'm here.
I guess not. What's up?
Oh, I was just saying, if you want to do the welcome that you've got, I will go ahead and do the connection card after.
Okay, I'm having trouble.
Don't worry about this. Don't worry about the half sentence.
Okay,
I'll
well,
take care of it.
I wrote a few things, so.
Okay, fantastic. So I might just put a remark or two in after if we need it. But
I
we
did
might not.
barely.
So just asking for that flexibility, I guess. All right, I think. Do you want to wait 30 more seconds? We're almost ready to start.
Sure. Is everyone here?
Should we mute ourselves?
Yep, it's time to mute yourself.
Oh. Mute.
All
Okay.
right.
Let's get started. All right. Good morning, everyone. My name is Catherine Winship. I am your worship host this morning, along with Bill Blakely, your worship associate, and Pastor Teresa, the lead minister here at First Unitarian Church of Oakland. Well, we're going to begin today with a prelude, which is Our World is One World.
Our world is one world. What touches one affects us all. The seas that wash us round about, the clouds that cover us, the rains that fall. Our world is one world. The thoughts we think affect us all. The way we build our attitudes, with love or hate we make a bridge or wall. Our world is one world. Its ways of wealth affect us all. The way we spend, the way we share, who are the rich or poor, who stand or fall. Our world like a ship that bears us all, where fear and greed make many holes, but where our hearts can hear a different call.
Good morning. My name is Bill Blakely, and I'm the worship associate this morning for our service, Swords to Plowshares, Remembering Our Future. Please make sure your audio is muted and join me in saying the words on the screen for the lighting of our congregational chalice. We light this chalice, the symbol of Unitarian Universalism. May it remind us of the divine spark in all of creation, the power of love to heal what is broken, and to be grateful for life's blessings each day. We light this candle in solidarity with the Black Lives Matter movement and work for the day when in which Black lives are treated equally with dignity and justice. We are a worship team serving the First Unitarian Church of Oakland, a congregation united.
Even though today we worship from our respective houses and apartments, connecting by laptop, cell phone, tablet, and telephone.
Physically separate, but connecting heart to heart, uniting to build a beloved community within and beyond our walls.
Guided by individual conscience and wisdom from many sources,
we gather in worship and service
to nurture the spirit,
work for justice, and celebrate the divine in all.
We welcome you to this Zoom service, a faithful response to the coronavirus pandemic, physically apart, but connected in mission and values. For more than 100 years, our congregation has committed itself to a vision of creating a beloved community where all people have a place at the welcome table. We're glad each and every one of you is here. If this is your first time worshiping with us, please remember that when we say you are welcome, we really mean it. Please join us for a virtual coffee hour after the service at 11:30. Come, let us worship together.
Now, please double check your device is muted, but we're going to sing along together. So please mute your device and then sing along with me as we sing our next hymn, Amazing Grace. When Death Comes, a poem by Mary Oliver. When death comes, like the hungry bear in autumn, when death comes and takes all the bright coins from his purse to buy me and snaps the purse shut. When death comes like the measles pox, when death comes like an iceberg between the shoulder blades, I want to step through the door full of curiosity, wondering, what is it going to be like, that cottage of darkness? And therefore I look upon everything as a brotherhood and a sisterhood, and I look upon time as no more than an idea, and I consider eternity as another possibility, and I think of each life as a flower, as common as a field daisy, and as singular, and each name a comfortable music in the mouth, tending, as all music does, towards silence. In each body a lion of courage, and something precious to this earth. When it's over, I want to say, all my life, I was a bride married to amazement. I was the bridegroom taking the world into my arms. When it's over, I don't want to wonder if I have made my life something particular and real. I don't want to find myself sighing and frightened or full of argument. I don't want to end up simply having visited this world.
Thank you so much, Catherine. Well, one of the things about Wisdom for All Ages, we've talked about this before, but I'm going to mention it again. Some of you may not have heard it or may not remember that one of the ways it functions is as our very first sermon illustration. It also ties together the things we're working on and learning and growing in our community. So in service to tying our values together and practicing together, this is another way we come to that wisdom. So in order to talk about that, I'm going to make a lot of noise with these Legos. How many of you have noisy Legos at your house? How many of you have Legos at your house? Somebody does, yeah. So here's Lego. The first time I thought of this story was because my friend Lisa said the most beautiful thing. She said that everybody needs to know that they're the very last Lego in building God's house. Right? Like, oh yeah, you're the essential Lego. So one of the things we can share together is that each of you is a piece, and you bring that to this community. So when I think about everybody that makes our community together, we've got a minister, sure. So we've got musicians, and we have choir, right? And then who else do we have? We have teachers. I don't know about this Lego. It looks upside down. We have people who take care of babies. That's Dorothy, right? We have people who help with snacks and potluck. That's a whole team of folks who love you and want you to have fellowship and celebration. We have people who work on the building. We have Frank. We have Stefan's wisdom. Who else do we have? We have all the people who garden. I know Jane was taking care of flowers earlier this year. Okay. We have people who help with our governing. What else? Who else do we have? Unmute yourself and say something. We'll take about 3 to 5 of them.
Worship associates.
Or you can put it in the chat too.
Pastoral associates.
Pastoral associates. MVPs lately.
Covenant group leaders.
Covenant group leaders. Are they going to be a flower? I love this Lego set because even if it's chunky, it has flowers.
The flower could be Earth Justice Associates.
Justice Associates, yes.
And then there's the Justice Team.
We'll just put this little person. Yeah, they're going to stay.
Journey toward wholeness.
Justice Team. Oh, they're not going to stay. I made that up.
We have the board.
We have a minister.
All the kids and all the ways they add.
The people working with kids and youth, and the kids themselves and youth themselves. Yeah.
We have organizers of an online women's retreat coming up June 27th.
We have the Joyful Noise Band.
We have choir.
We have the poetry group.
Library and bookstore. And Ron.
And props to the people who keep the website going and the email lists and all of those behind the scenes things.
We have slides creators.
On the chat, we have ushers, all church cleanup cleaners, postcard writers, and people who listen and watch the services.
We have the Journey Toward Wholeness transformation team.
It's true.
And we have a finance team that keeps track of the money.
That's right. There's so many. We could go on. I would run out of lap room, table room, sidewalk room, right? And each of you, when you bring your best to this community, that really matters. One of the things that's important for us to do right now is stay close to our mission. And each of those people, all of their skills, all of their dedication is helping us get close to our mission. And even though things are different, and nobody asked them to be different, you know that, right? When people say nobody asked you, well, nobody asked the world to change like that, but it did anyway. So we're here to figure out what that means and what to do with it. And all these talents, all these skills, all these building blocks, they're what we need. I really appreciate you. Thank you for playing Legos with me. I'm going to come back up here. I think we're good. All right.
Now, please, if everyone could mute again, and we're going to sing hymn 396, which is I Know This Rose Will Open.
I know
Really quickly, before Bill offers his reflections, I want to remind you that we're going to need a bandage or a Band-Aid a little bit later. So not while Bill is talking, but as soon as, I think in like after we have music, we'll just take like a 30 second to 45-second break to make sure you have what you need. And then we'll do it. So Bill, thank you so much.
Hey, thank you. A few weeks ago, during the May Day weekend, I wore my Teamster Union jacket. Today, I'm wearing another uniform jacket that I wore for a few years of my life. I've spent half my life being part of organizations, working for a company that stressed the idea that by making a personal sacrifice of one sort or another, we could achieve a greater goal. And today, in the middle of this coronavirus pandemic, we're called upon to make personal sacrifices for the common good. What worked in the influenza pandemic of 1918 works today: isolation and quarantine. Other things we're making up as we go along. Some are easy, some less so. Some people are handling it better than others. Personally, I feel that in this time of pandemic crisis, we need a leader that can unite us in this time of crisis, that can remind us of what unites us is greater than what divides us. Alas, such a leader is not in sight. On this Memorial Day, we remember and honor those who sacrificed themselves for the greater cause. So, is Memorial Day a celebration of death, or can it be something else? In the first half of the 20th century, the world was racked by two catastrophic global wars. My father and 2 or 3 uncles served in World War II. The great uncle was a fighter pilot in World War I. And when it was my turn, I went because that's what you do. I was born at the end of the Second World War, and while there have been constant wars all of my life, there has been no global war. With nuclear weapons, we're capable of destroying civilization in an afternoon, but we don't. Maybe we've started to learn something. Now, to be clear, I don't believe in a creator being that micromanages human affairs. But sometimes I talk that way. It's convenient and we're used to it, however we interpret it. I do believe that God is not finished with us yet. I do believe we are works in progress. I believe that someday the human race will recognize a higher authority and gather to it. They will arbitrate their differences. They will hammer their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation will not lift swords against nations, neither will they learn war anymore. May it be so.
Thank you so much, Bill. Right now is the time we're going to take a break to go get your Band-Aid or your bandage, whatever you're going to be using. So if you still need to do that, do it right now, and then we'll get back together. When I came to Oakland, Sean got me fancy Band-Aids. So I'll be getting one of those out. It's green. 1 or 2 people need to come back. Then we'll be ready to go. Good job getting nice and shiny for the service today, by the way. You look nice. All right. Let's go ahead. Ready? Let's start.
And now we have a song by Claudia and
Oh, okay, good. Oh, yeah. Great. Sorry. Thanks for helping. I guess I wanted to do it before they sang so people wouldn't be worried about doing it then.
Can we do the Band-Aid now so that
Since we're ready, okay, we can switch it. Yeah. Thank you, Claudia. All right. We are going to do that, man.
Okay. All right.
Let's do it.
This is the time when we will use our bandages in service of healing and wholeness.
The time of pandemic has challenged us to change, and that all of a sudden. We have endured isolation, grief, loss, and sadness. Let us comfort one another with our words and deeds. What are the injuries that we carry?
We take this time to reflect on the injury and isolation of the people of Oakland and the world, on our own injury, on an injury that affects the First Unitarian Church of Oakland and the web of congregations to which we belong, though congregations are different from one another in many ways. Breathe slowly and smoothly while we again consider the net that connects us.
The net of Indra in the heavenly house stretches out infinitely in all directions. In accordance with Indra's extravagant taste, the craft person has hung a single glittering jewel in each intersection of the net. And since the net itself is infinite in dimension, the jewels are infinite in number. There hang the jewels, glittering like the brightest stars.
If we select one of these jewels and look closely at it, we discover that in its polished surface, there are reflected all the other jewels in the net, infinite in number. Not only that, but each of the jewels reflected in one jewel is also reflecting all the other jewels, so that there is an infinite reflecting process occurring.
Imagine the jewel that you are in the net. It was Suzuki Roshi who said, "You're perfect the way you are, and you could use a little work." The point is that you are worthy of connection and support. The support that you give to others makes a difference.
In a moment, we will use the chat to ask for healing and offer healing to one another. You can write something like, "I seek healing for."
As you read what people type, you can also write an answer. We offer you healing. Maybe people need healing for something that they would rather not share. One way to talk about that is to call them unspoken or silent struggles. We might also ask for strength from the journey from each other.
Whatever your neighbor types, pay close attention. Offer them compassion and healing.
Go ahead and unmute yourself, and let's say this together. I offer you compassion and healing.
I offer you compassion and healing.
Great. Just like that.
I offer you compassion and feeling.
Healing.
Either one, all of them. Okay. All right.
That's weird.
You can apply that. Oh, wait.
You can, okay, we can mute again.
All right, let's do that first.
Okay. You can apply the bandage to a hand or finger or another easy to reach spot or a nearby companion with their permission.
After sharing and bandaging, we will come back together to conclude with words of blessing. The chime will open and close our time of sharing and bandaging. Breathe slowly and evenly.
Take with you into these moments the words of Rainier Maria Rilke. Love consists of this: two solitudes that meet, protect, and greet each other. And let us begin.
So we'll be watching that chat for the things that you're seeking healing for. Strength for the journey. Donald Song. He's got lung cancer. Polarization. I'm going to miss a few because I was reading when you were typing some of them. For disappointment, Tom and Tamara holding Gogi in their prayers. Healing for Gogi and family. Healing for the families of the 100,000 people who have died of COVID-19 in the United States. All who suffer from depression. Bill is thinking of those who have a hole in their heart that only a higher power can fill. Love and healing to all. Healing for college friends whose 17-year-old daughter died at home this week. Healing for Tendai, a Black woman who's a runner. And for everyone who doesn't have a place to shelter in place, and those who are sheltering in place with abusers. Comfort for all. Connecting, breathing, slowing down, opening our hearts. Ease with all the unknowns in our future. Claire, comfort and healing from Dan. Mm-hmm. All right, if you can, show us your Band-Aid. Yep. One of the reasons people who are small or young like Band-Aids is that they're a tangible symbol of somebody caring, right? Somebody cares. Also, this is going to feel better after a while. So maybe that Band-Aid can be that for us this week. Somebody cares. We care about each other. And it's going to be better after a while. So the people around you who haven't been here in this moment are also hoping for healing. So one of the things you can do is tell them what you know about what's possible. Sometimes it's hard to figure out what to say about healing. You can say, some is possible. Maybe you don't know everything that's possible, but maybe your Band-Aid will help you remember to look for the healing this week. What do you think? All right, let's just take a few minutes of silence, few moments of silence, and then I'll close with the chime. There's a lot in your heart. There's more that you can type in one spot. And all of it can be surrounded by healing, by ease and grace, and by the love of this community. It's good that you're here, and it's good that more is possible. Catherine has a blessing for us as well.
Let us come back together. Briefly, I want to remind you that this bandage doesn't do the healing. The body does the healing, while the bandage creates the best supportive conditions. Remember that you always have these powers of compassion and healing, whether or not you use bandages. You can perceive your neighbors, listen to the injuries that they are thinking of and feeling. You can offer your kindness and your support.
Carry the love and healing of this community as you go forward. May we all be well.
And now I believe we have a song.
Now we can have our song. Thank you, Claudia and Nita, for your support.
You're very welcome. Because it's Memorial Day weekend and we are honoring those people who have died in wars and military actions, Nita and I came up with a song that was a very popular and very sentimental song for World War II called I'll Be Seeing You.
I'll be seeing you in all the old familiar places that this heart of mine embraces all day through. In that small cafe, the park across the way, the children's carousel, the chestnut tree, the wishing well. I'll be seeing you in every lovely summer's day, in everything that's light and gay. I'll always think of you that way. I'll find you in the morning sun, and when the night is new, I'll be looking at the moon, but I'll be seeing you. I'll be seeing you in all the old familiar places that this heart of mine embraces all day through. In that small cafe, the park across the way, the children's carousel, the chestnut tree, the wishing well. I'll be seeing you in every lovely summer's day, in everything that's light and gay. I'll always think of you that way. I'll find you in the morning sun, and when the night is new, I'll be looking but I'll be seeing you. Thank you.
Thank you.
We need to unmute our microphones and do some applause. Go ahead.
That's great. It was an honor to
It
be out.
was really good to hear you. It was really good.
Brought tears to my eyes.
All right.
Thank you all.
Want to do the music again?
Yeah. Bill's gonna invite us to generosity next.
Things are things are different in this scary new world. We're used to a different church service each week, but now we do church in a different way each week. Now, I'm going to ask you to do something that you have never heard in church before. I'm going to ask you to take your cell phone out and turn it on. We have a new way of giving to the collection plate. Now you can put money in the collection plate by sending a text message. You enter a special phone number, and in the body,
Will, go ahead.
and in the body, you enter the amount that you want to give. There's a brief registration process where you give your name, email, and credit card information. The whole process takes less than 2 minutes. Now, I don't want you to do this right now. We still have more church to do. But between the end of the service and the start of the coffee hour, go check your email on the church listserv. I sent out an email this morning with the subject line, using text to give to the collection plate. There are complete instructions for how to give by text. It's safe and secure. It's administered by the same service we use for our monthly automatic transactions. And I want to thank you. We all thank you very much for your generous donations.
Thank you all.
Thank you
I
for
already
being
set it
patient
up.
with me.
It's done. Woohoo!
That's fantastic. So I did buy cheerleading pom-poms for this moment, but I don't know. They're held up in shipping. Thank you so much, Bill, for the information. Go ahead and look for your email. We can do it. One of the best things is that we can continue to share that with more ease. So thank you, finance team, and everyone who's worked really hard on it. And I'll have the pom-poms for another time, I'm sure. All right. And thank you, Bill, for being awesome and patient. And now we're ready for music.
We're going to have some music by the First Unitarian Octet. It's called My Old Brown Earth by Pete Seeger.
Uh-huh.
To my old ground and to my old blue sky, I now give these last few molecules of I. For now I'm yours, and you are also mine. To my own round earth, and to my own sky, I now give these last few molecules of and you sing, and you stand nearby. I do charge you not to cry. Farewell, human chain. Watch well you keep it strong, as long as sun will shine, and this our home. Keep pure and sweet and green, for now I'm yours, and you are also
So beautiful, right? Thank you, everyone who made that. Thank you. So I'm really glad we're here together so we can talk about things that everybody knows, and also things that nobody likes, and also things that aren't that fun. Are you ready for talking about all of that? We're gonna bang it out. So you've heard that before, right? Everybody knows? Everybody knows. You want to know something that surprised me? One time I was working at this place where we had to check the ads that pop up on your screen. We had to check them for grammar, and they couldn't be scams. I don't know. We just sat there and checked ads all day. It was like a call center, but no calls, just ads. And one of my cubicle mates was this guy named Sam. He was like 6'5". He was the first person I'd ever met who was allergic to his own sweat. So I've met a couple people since then, but I'd never met anybody before that. So if somebody had told me everybody knows you can be allergic to your own sweat, I'd have been like, all right. But I never heard that before. So everybody knows. What does everybody know about a pandemic? Well, now we know it's unpleasant, right? Have you noticed that? It has lots of unpleasant parts. Everybody knows. And what does nobody like? Listen, it is really good to see you. It is a relief to see you. It is a joy to see you. It is a beauty to see you. It is a blessing to see you. But if someone said to you, I just don't like Zoom worship. You know what? We could say nobody likes it. Nobody likes it compared to what we really love. Right? Have you heard that sometimes the amount of your love can show what you don't love? That's kind of the situation we're in. So don't you worry if you get tired, because everybody knows that nobody likes it. Right? That's real. And it's important for you to take care of your heart. It's important for you to rest when you're tired. It's important for you to say sometimes, that is quite enough Zooms for one day. Because everybody knows and nobody likes it. And you're not wrong. You good so far? Does that make sense? Give me one of these. All right. So the next thing we got to talk about, everybody knows and nobody likes it. And thankfully, just like the Legos, we're in it together. What does that even mean? So I'm going to tell you something hilarious about somebody I like. Her name is Chrissy Teigen, and she is Sports Illustrated cover model or whatever. But she has really cool cookbooks. And what's great about Chrissy is her sense of flavor. So I make her French toast every Christmas. And she's really funny. So one day she said, wait, I'm not sure. Are we in this together or no? And I was just like, well, yeah. But if you hear it a lot, one of your questions is, what are we even talking about? Well, one of the things we're talking about is making sure that when we're tired, when we're feeling alone, when we need actual things, that we're there for each other. And all that's true, but one of the things that you can practice from this moment forward, and I know you already do it in different ways, but to put your focus on it is what I'm asking you to do. Tell the people around you, tell yourself all the ways that you are right, all the ways that they are good, right? All the ways that they are helpful. One of the things you've noticed from the pandemic is that time is short. It is shorter than we thought. And it's crammed full of many demands. So one thing you can practice during this time, and to which I strongly invite you, I would use the word must, but I haven't, so don't get too stressed out about it, is to do that. To tell people every way that they're right and every way that they're good and every way that you know that we, and you have to know who that is, who is that we mean and not mean, are in it together. Together means even if I can't fix it, I will journey with you. Even if I don't have any answers, we'll give it a shot. One of the things that came out in the past couple of weeks is guidance from the Unitarian Universalist Association that we should plan to have reduced in-person presence, to make a central virtual operation until May of 2021. And when you hear that, nobody likes it, and everybody knows it. Nobody likes it. Here's what I need you to know. We're going to save space for everything that's better than the sternness of that outcome. As soon as it's safe, as soon as we can do it with our ethics intact, we'll be together. I'll be saving you a seat. I'll be calling you saying, where are you? I'm waiting. Same as you will with me. And a year sounds like a really long time. How many of you have taught school before? Give me one of these. You're just going to be like, oh. Anyway, the point of my story is that sometimes you get a really hard class. And if you're a teacher, one of the things you can tell yourself is, well, it's 9 months. It's 1 year. I can do anything for a year. And nobody likes it. But it's also true. We're going to continue to adapt and grow in this year. We're not going to be in a holding pattern. We're not going to be in a shrinking pattern. We're not going to be in a sad pattern. Although we will take care of our sadness. Our sadness is real and human. So, in that same sort of way, we're going to continue to meet by Zoom, but also have pre-recorded services, and also work on drive-in services. Drive in, drive up, drive through, whatever the preposition is, we're going to do it. So, in that way, I need to begin thinking, because that's how I would like to adapt our flower community. To use our patio, to use our openness, and also our cars for people who have them, and other ways to stay connected with that we that we're talking about. So if you want to help with that, I would love to hear your response. Sometimes I say that. Sometimes I say, hey, I would like to do a thing. If you'd like to help, let me know. And there are people who would help, but I don't know, maybe you're waiting for me to say, no, really, your skills are good. Please help. So I'm saying it now. Your skills are good. Please help. Help us make this thing that we can do that everyone will love. Everybody knows that. And everybody does like it. So that's them. We're going to have a lot of questions, and we're going to have a lot of time to talk about it. But those are the main things that we need to know. Everybody knows. Nobody likes it. We're still in it together. Good? Sideways good? I love you. You're fantastic. Listen, for our last couple minutes, we're going to do this. We're going to do an embracing meditation. So wiggle your shoulders, do what you got to do to relax, flutter your eyelashes, reset your body. And some of the things that you're holding in your heart, you covered during healing time. But maybe there's a little bit more. So we'll take about 2 minutes, and then we'll close. You ready? If there's something you're holding in your heart that you'd like to lift up additionally, please type it in the chat right now. And at the end, we'll type, we hold them in our care.
I'm thinking all of those people in the third world who don't have the communications we do, and who don't understand what's happening.
Yeah, the unevenness.
Thinking of Arnie's cousin Norma, who died recently.
Blessing, yeah. What else would you like to lift up? I know as a community, you're holding Gogi really tenderly, continuing to send blessings, love, support.
All the people who are working to ensure that everyone who's eligible gets to vote.
An accurate voter roll.
People who, all the delivery people who are making life
Delivery
possible.
people. Mm-hmm.
And I've been celebrating a lot of birthdays recently, so.
Birthday. Yeah, grateful.
Yeah, my birthday is on Wednesday. I'll be 69.
Yay.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Janet.
Happy birthday, Janet.
Laurel had a birthday this week. Laurel, call me for a badly sung song. Happy for that. Claudine, thinking of people whose rent has been deferred during this crisis, but eventually that'll be over, and thinking of what they'll do afterward. Charles has a birthday on Tuesday. Happy birthday, Charles.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Charles.
All right, do one last flurry of activity and then we'll close. You ready? Go.
Speaking of Reverend Sherry, missing her, wishing her well at her new endeavor.
Amen.
Speaking of Gogi Hodder and hoping things go well for her.
Amen.
When I got married, yay,
Yo,
Natalie.
Natalie.
Hey,
Natalie!
Natalie and Jane.
Oh, yay, woo!
Pandemic
Picture of you
wedding.
together.
Wonderful. Okay, you did a great job. Here's the thing. Sometimes story gets dense, right? Have you ever read any series that was more than one book? At some point I stopped because I hated waiting for the next one to come out. So I'll read a series, but they all have to be out. You see that tendency right there? That's the tendency we're finding. Because we have to wait for the end of the story. And you're holding it. You're writing it. It's going to be okay after a while, but it's going to call on all of our skills. It was really good to see you, and we'll do this again soon. Come to coffee hour. Does anyone need the link? We'll put it in the chat. Right. Oh, there it is. Yep. All right, I'm gonna wait 30 more seconds and then I'm gonna go to coffee hour. Wait.
So I'm
I
doing
don't
a
think I'm
long
so I
coffee
can
hour,
just
so
go.
I'll be down there in a couple minutes.
Okay,
Great.
see you
Thank
there.
Amen.
Bye-bye.
Hi, thanks everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Catherine, thank you.
Yeah,
Lovely to
thank
be with
you.
you all.
Nice job, Catherine.
Oh, you too. I loved your song. It was beautiful.
I didn't thank you, so you could thank me.
But thank you.
All right. I think I'm going to end this so I can go to coffee hour. Love you all.
We're leaving.
Okay,
Thank
see you
you.
there.
Bye.